My name is Dan, I'm a veterinarian, and today, how to win with pet insurance. Pet insurance has become incredibly important in the veterinary world. I want to go over two major things that is going to make having your pet insurance work the most for you. Number one, guys, pre-existing conditions are not covered in pet insurance. What that means is when you go to your veterinarian, get a clean bill of health. And this literally means it needs to be documented. Your veterinarian needs to type in healthy pet, healthy dog. I don't care. It needs to say healthy. If there is a working diagnosis, let's say loose kneecaps or MPLs, or let's say upset tummy, gastritis, have that diagnosis in there, because if you have the problem, have it in there. But there should be nothing else. And you should be requesting your medical charts when you're all done or whenever they're available. Review them and know what your list of diagnoses are. That way, when you get pet insurance, you know what will not be covered. Number two, you should have a working diagnosis list. This means your veterinarian should give you a digital copy, a physical copy, or whenever it's available, give you a list of the diagnoses in your medical chart. That way you know what is going to be covered by the pet insurance. For example, Trupanion covers based on the disease. So let's say, guys, you go to Veterinarian 1 and you get pancreatitis. Okay, fair enough. But let's say you go somewhere else later and they don't do a CPL and it's pancreatitis again. They're not going to cover you if they call it gastritis. You should know that your doggy has had pancreatitis in the past. You should tell that next veterinarian, hey, we've had pancreatitis in the past. My insurance covers pancreatitis. Could you please run a pancreatitis test? This is totally appropriate because your doggy may have it, and if that vet doesn't know the past history, they might not test for it. Here's the deal. You need to work with your veterinarian and you need to provide them with as much detail as possible. If your veterinarian knows your previous diagnoses and they can work that into their treatment plan, that can help them get the diagnosis correct and document it correctly. Making sure that we don't have any pre-existing conditions, and if we do, we understand they won't be covered. And number two, we know if we have a diagnosis already there, it may happen again because some things are more likely later on, like pancreatitis, torn ACLs, gastritis, gastric reflux. All these things can happen again, and we need to make sure that we document and we know what to expect if it happens again. And guys, if this content has been helpful, please consider subscribing, and more important, share, guys. It is incredibly important, guys, to work with your veterinarian. Your veterinarian is going to be your biggest asset to making sure that your claims are covered. Your veterinarian needs to be documenting, they need to be recording diagnoses,